It's day 9 of the project. I'm nearly done with the second dovetail half lap joint, and yeah, the progress looks so far not too bad. I'll show you in a second, but basically I've got both the front and the side boards cut, but this time I went with a slightly more cautious approach, and I've taken a bit less material on each side than needed, and that hopefully should allow me a bit more flexibility when it comes to joining them. So I've tried to place them together yesterday and they didn't match exactly, so I moved this piece of work until today, where I can remove extra material, so it will actually go very snug together and will hold that way. Okay, some of better type news. I've managed to achieve really snug fit of this corner, and here, like, it's spot on, it's on a line and stuff. Here is a bit of a problem, so I need to somehow achieve a slight movement forwards, but if you look really closely here, I'm hoping that I can take out a bit of that to achieve this. However, the problem still stands up here. It looks like that maybe there is extra bit of material that I can take out, but I would be really cautious about that. My theory is that something inside there preventing it to move a little bit further. So two things: this point over here, and maybe something here. It could also be too much of material on this edge. So what shall I do? I think I'll start by taking out this little lip here and see what this will make as an effect, because like the rest of it is fine. I mean, like, look at this. This is the best one I've done so far. I'm gonna have to ruin it. That's a shame. Hey-ho. Okay, whilst editing this video, I realized that when my phone has run out of memory, I forgot to re-record the video where I was showing how this ended up working, the half lap dovetail joint, or my second attempt at doing it. So yeah, that's not ideal. You just have to imagine it all worked perfectly fine. But unfortunately don't have footage to prove it, so just enjoy the show of me trying to assemble these new cut pieces together for the first time, actually seeing how the end result will look like. This is actually first time I've put together pieces. Obviously nothing is combined together properly with like screws and glue. Everything is just kind of laid out as it will be showing, like obviously all the dovetails are here, not fully connected, lovely, and the support for the slats, got a couple of dowels inside just to hold them together. But yeah, well, the only thing I've seen so far is lots of pieces of wood and well, the model in SketchUp, and this is the actual thing that almost looks like the final thing, almost like it's there. But obviously it's not usable yet. We'll get to that later. This top layer will be attached with some corners underneath, and the idea is that it will hide the most of the ugliness that I've produced. And also it will provide some support for, well, for LED strips that I want to add. because I think that will make this rather boring looking bed frame more fun. Or not, I don't know. But yes, the first look at the thing that I've been working on for the last few days. Exciting. Not fully built, but really exciting to see it taking shape. And so it is day 9, I believe, of the project. Maybe day 10. I kind of got confused because I'm back to work now, so I only spend weekends for this passion project of mine. But in any case, I am continuing with finishing touches, so doing the ironing. So trying to take out some of the corners, the rather sharp corners of the slats, so they are easier to handle. After that, I will drill some holes to actually connect slats to the support, also to allow connecting various corners of the bed frame. So that should be fun. After that, there will be a final staining, pre-staining, staining and varnishing stage, and then the assembly. So I'm not sure how much and how soon that I will get to that. I'm really looking forward to the staining part. It seems like one of the most exciting parts. Hopefully not gonna ruin that. But yeah, on to slats then, I guess. I've processed with this method 14 slats, and I in fact really enjoyed using planer. It has been decades since last time I touched it, and I found this experience really relaxing in some way. I really understand people who dedicate entire projects just working with hand tools. They don't produce so much noise when working with them, but still they require a lot of effort, and it is a very interesting experience. I think I will not shy away going forwards in using hand tools like this. It was a pleasant experience, really. Just finished with slats, and all the corners are nice and smooth. Very pleasant to touch, and all of this wonderful stuff will go into the kindling for my fireplace. Very excited. It will probably burn in a second because it's very thin. Another experience that I kind of learned to appreciate over time, which initially felt like a chore, was to cleaning up and rebuilding the workshop during every stage of the project. It feels immensely zany, especially reflecting back on it now. Maybe in the moment, sometimes I absolutely hated it. I just wanted to go home, have a, I don't know, cup of tea. But looking at it now, even like through these videos, it really feels as a special stage. So I didn't cut out parts where I'm like awkwardly trying to clean things up while holding the camera with one hand. I felt it's an important stage of the project. Okay, it might look like a chaos, but I'm actually trying to keep everything organized. And we are on to day 11 of the project. And there is something outside. Let's take a look. It's a snow! Yay! So, yesterday I have finished doing the slats, making the edges a bit softer with a plain iron, and they're all ready and eager, I would say, to go. Then I tried to fix some of the holes because they didn't align properly on the support timber. So here is one I fixed. There you go. It says wall, I think, and basically this will go in the middle of the bed, and slats will lay on top of it. What I did here yesterday was I've connected them all with the dowels and pre-drilled holes that I've made with the help of my partner, actually. And unfortunately the guide that I've created wasn't very precise, so towards the end there was always a little bit of misalignment by like few millimeters, but when it get to the last few, it was actually pretty difficult to align them together. So I had to do some additional, like making the holes a bit wider so the dowels can actually align themselves once the two pieces are connected. And then I did a quick run with the planer to make sure they perfectly spot on the same level from both sides, and it now feels really nice and it's ready to be put on to the bed. They also now aligned from both sides, even though one of them was cut by a few millimeters longer. So yeah, just pretty much doing that fine-tuning before I can say yeah, we're ready to go and do some painting. I still need to do some of the sides because they also have support, and this is like side 1 and support already connected to it, and side 2, I don't know which one is left, which one is right, but there you go, support is also connected to it. The thing here is that I need to put all the dowels in to make sure they're also aligned. I think they are because I managed to connect them previously. And then I will need to drill some holes. I'm thinking of putting a hole over here, so once the corner is connected I can actually put the screw. Maybe I will make 2 holes for 2 screws just to be on the safe side. Maybe not, because of the shape of the dovetail shape of the joinery. It should probably be fine with just 1 screw, and it will rely on the shape to not twist. Well, we shall see. I'm also going to bury the screw underneath the level of the wood so I can actually hide it. But the idea that I have here is to not use the glue this time around, because I want to prepare this bed for the future house move, so it needs to be easily disassembled and transportable. Once that's done, I'll probably put some glue and make the joinery look a bit nicer than it will this time around. So yeah, that's the plan, and I guess onto like continuing fixing support, making sure it's all nicely aligned, all the dowels fit, and drilling some holes for the corners and possibly for the slats as well. That's the plan. Look how warped it is. It's not aligned perfectly, there is like a millimeter gap, but I think when I put the dowels it will all be better. So I've put some dowels somewhere. We did a bit of experimentation, so one of those is wrong, one of those is good. So this one was wrong, this one is good, and then it goes with the same distance here, here, here. And the challenge was that here it should allow for the corner piece. Well, I found it doesn't have to be precise. Okay, now onto the tricky bit to make sure these all things are. This side is a bit trickier. Oh, come on. You're doing the video, you should all fit nicely. Okay, these two, let's try to figure out what's happening. Now I'm just thinking to take out this extra bit from here. Okay, I've only widened the top parts of this hole. Definitely progress on the front. This one is stubborn. That needs addressing. This is really good. Whew. Another aspect is to attach some slats like that. So imagine this is support, this support, and this is one of the slats, and it goes like that with a thinner dowel, because I have plenty of them. That will allow me to basically slot them in, and they're not gonna move. Obviously they will be attached on all ends and in the middle as well. And that should give me a pretty robust construction. I need the slats distance between two to be 97 millimeters, and I already created a guide that allows me to achieve that. This is the hole that I need to drill. It will be roughly in the middle of the slat. And then this is another hole, basically like that, 97 millimeters apart. So that's not bad. And maybe as an alternative, I could go with just placing those slats together using two-sided tape and drilling the hole like this without using the guide. And I'm trying to minimize the risks by, I don't know, maybe not using this thing at all. So for the first one, which I think is the most important, I need to make sure, as opposed to aligning it to the support thingy, it's aligned to the place where the wall timber go. So actual wall, obviously. So for that purpose, I'm going to place this piece of wood here and make sure it's all nice and snug, and we'll, okay, I think it's ready. Yeah, just dot is enough. Now I can take this one away, make sure those lines are still good. And I can draw these lines. And basically I'm just going that way. No mistakes alright, no. Everything is correct. Maybe let's remove these because they are fine. Okay, I remember this one was a little bit more problematic. Okay, let's not go too crazy on it because I'm not 100% sure it's probably. It all fitted perfectly without any problem at all. Like this, easier to. Why didn't I think of this before? Right. So this one is nice. This will be connected to this corner and this to the other corner basically. Screw, dowel. I think screw and dowel will make it work perfectly. I'm just worried it's so close to the edge that it will not have enough strength if I drill it through. Decisions. Ooh. Nice. Right. So this is meant to be two-sided tape that I'm going to use to give additional support for when I'm doing the do. It's a bit thicker than I expected. Okay. Okay. So roughly 1 centimeter. my drill bits, or my drilling skills rather, aren't great. Okay, that's great. Okay. And now they all should come together nicely, right? There's that. Yeah, I've got the right drill bit for it. That's good. Yep. Let's try 15. Okay. Here's another corner. Okay, this one is a little bit tricky to show, but I've attached now with this bolt over here each corner. Oh, obviously all the defects now are obvious, but come on, I decided not to worry too much about it. Unfortunately, this one also got ruined slightly by the drill bit, even though I tested out some approach of trying to put sacrificial bit of wood on top and drilling. Still, it caught this end grain and tear out this part, so I've reattached it back with a little bit of glue. Okay, now this thing is actually assembled. Like, majority of the stuff is there. All the slats are attached to its support, except stuff in the middle. All the corners have one screw to hold it together. Unfortunately, my phone just ran out of battery, and while it was charging, I kind of finished it all. So yeah, that's awkward. But what I've done, basically, I've drilled the hole with some allowance to go inside of the support, and then I just put the dowel inside, so it kind of links two pieces together rather nicely, and it's quite easy to pull it out for transportation and stuff. I kind of improved the process as I went. Initially, I've tried to draw the lines and like put the dots, and to make sure everything is aligned, checked the angle. But then I just cut out 97mm long piece, place it between the two, and so on and so forth. And we'll drill the hole and then do it all over again in the next section, obviously doing both sides. Weirdly, I was most excited when I first assembled it without any screws and stuff. I am happy, but it's not like that first time excitement. In any case, I was going to try it, and my initial thought, shall I just lay on this very weird surface? But then I decided to do something else instead, because I've got this old carpet laying around, and I would much rather prefer laying on the dirty old carpet than on this thing. So let's combine two and see what happens. Because it has to support the mattress. Mattress is quite big, and then two of us on it. So if it cannot support me like that, what's the point, right? And at least I will ruin it. Yay, dirty carpet, great. Okay. I had this idea. Well, maybe actually, surprisingly, this is alright. This is actually fine. Oh, I'm so glad I used carpet. Quite nice. Cannot wait. So everything is actually proper painted, stained, sorry, and and ready to go, so I can like move on with life. Now I need to get up. Can I actually? Oh my god. What else do I need to do before I can start staining? I don't know. Cleaning, yeah, that's for sure. But I think I'm ready to actually start staining. Exciting. I feel like I forgot something. Did I forget something? I bet I did. I mean, there is a top part that will need to be attached. But I can actually do that after staining, because all it does is just take some metal corners and just attaches like that from the bottom, and I put some glue on top. And it's actually better to do it after the staining is done and everything is ready to be glued up together. So I think I am actually ready to do it. Well, since my phone is charged and I've done all the work that I've planned for today, let's enjoy quality content of me just clearing everything up and finishing for a day, and probably until next weekend. I don't know, maybe I will be too keen tomorrow to do the staining. I'm not sure at the moment, but I definitely think it's the staining bit that comes next, and that fills me with joy. Now this bed is back to its original state, like a random amount of pieces of timber, and now it's kind of ready for painting. Yeah, if we look around, I've tried to clean the working area as much as possible. I'm still not 100% sure how to make the staining and varnishing process dust free, or at least as dust free as possible, so we're gonna have to improvise. I have some film that I've used for moving the mattress. It's kind of nice protective cover, so I'm thinking maybe I can use that again just to protect as much of wood from like nearby influences of floor and dust and whatever. But yeah, it's only gonna cover the bottom. I'm not sure if like the dust particles that are flying around will be a problem. They probably will be. That's how confident I am. But in any case, I'm sure a little bit of sanding will fix the worst of the issues. And yeah, on to the next day, whenever that will be.